Greetings, 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 everyone. It is Uncle V. It is Tuesday night. This is the Uncle Vigilante channel. Hall monitors suck. This I will tell you, hall monitors suck. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, are hall monitors, or let me put it a different way, centralized finance. You know, like banks and Coinbase and anything that's centralized that gets in between you and your money, where you have to have permission from somebody else, or somebody has power over you to where if they don't like what you say or how you walk or how you talk or you know, the name of your YouTube channel, if you're deemed you know, unsafe to society because you critically think, well, they could just shut you down. They can shut down your money. Recently, you know, Spencer, he's the guy that manages all of our branding and our, you know, the website visuals and everything. Well, you know, he was trying to put a fairly sizable amount of money into Vite to be able to buy Epic Cash. And what do you know? His bank wouldn't wire the money to his exchange first to be able to get BTC because it had to do with crypto. And this was HBC. I mean, huge bank, wouldn't let him wouldn't let him send his own money in. And so we're going to talk about decentralized finance tonight. I have a very special guest. You know, you guys are all familiar with Yoga Dude. Well, tonight we have DeFi Dude. You may know him on Telegram as DeFi Money-Printer. And he has forgotten more about decentralized finance than I'll ever know. I invited him on to be able to give us some education on one condition, that he deliver the education like I'm a fifth grader, because I need it. I really don't understand all this stuff. I know about Wanchain, I know about ECR, kind of, maybe, sort of. I know about Polychain, but I just don't know how to do any of all of this stuff. I don't know what being a, gosh, what is it, liquidity provider is all about, or how that would work, or how you make money, or how you lose money. So tonight, oh, by the way, we have people showing up in the chat. Welcome to the show. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to DeFi Money-Printer. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, Uncle V. Sorry for the echo there for a second. I'm trying to you know, blast out the link here so we can get some more watchers in.
Great.
So yeah, you know, like you said, hall monitors, banks, you know, the bully trying to steal your lunch money.
Yeah.
You know, all those CBS, FBI, NBC,
Yeah.
IRS. You know, why don't you BYOB and be your own bank?
I love it. I love it. By the way, everyone in the chat, hey Monkman, hey El McMurphy, Mimble Wimble, DVS, Mother Truckers in. Hey, can you guys just write in the chat? Can you hear me okay? Because my task can, you know, I have a Mac and they wanted me to reboot it as Monterey, and I did, and now it's not communicating with my, with you know, all of this good stuff, and it's pissing me off. So sorry about that, Lamp. Sorry about that. So can you hear me okay? 10-4 like a fifth grader. Great. Okay, sorry about that, DeFi. So
hey, it's all
okay,
good. It's all good.
Look, let me I want to share my screen real quick. That's still bugging me there. All right, that looks a little better. You didn't know you'd have to suffer through that, did you? Okay, let me share my screen. Just if we go to Wiki, decentralized finance, DeFi. Let's see, where are we? Where's my mouse? There we are. DeFi offers financial instruments without relying on intermediates such as brokerages, exchanges, or banks. Instead, it uses smart contracts on a blockchain. DeFi platforms allow people to lend or borrow funds from others, speculate on price movements on assets using derivatives, trade cryptocurrencies, insure against risks, and earn interest in savings-like accounts. DeFi uses layered architecture and highly composable, building blocks. Some applications promote high interest rates, but are subject to high risk. As of October 2021, the value of assets used in decentralized finance amounted to $100 billion. So I just wanted to open that up. That's the extent I know about DeFi. So DeFi Money-Printer, why don't you give us a little bit of a 101? Where do we even begin?
Where do we even begin? You know, I say decentralized finance starts all the way back to, you know, the genesis of Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because, you know, Bitcoin started proof of work blockchain. Anyone with a computer that could run the algorithms and, you know, solve the mathematical hashes to, you know, solve a block of the network was able to, you know, earn their share of the Bitcoin network. So, you know, anyone who started really early on, you know, a couple of names come to mind, like Richard Hart, Da Vinci J, I think his name is. He was like screaming at people to buy at least $1 of Bitcoin when it was 2012. So however much it was back then. But so yeah, I think, you know, decentralized finance starts back with proof of work mining. Is really where it all started, in my opinion, in the blockchain crypto sphere. And, you know, it kind of evolved over time because, you know, the first few years of Bitcoin, anyone could kind of take any computer and get a piece of the network. And then as time goes on, each like phase of crypto kind of, you know, closes out the door for the little guy to participate. So, you know, the Bitcoin network, after what, 4 or 5 years, it was overtaken by ASIC miners, which you had to be, you know, a huge like company or like huge whale to have like a big warehouse and hundreds of machines to really be competitive in participating and getting rewarded on the network. You know, then comes Ethereum 2016, 2017, and they put, you know, GPU mining first. And I believe even Ethereum started off as supposedly ASIC resistant. And, you know, a lot of, you know, the hundreds of GPU mineable coins that came in like in between 2016, 17, 18, a lot of them all kind of played that same theme. Oh, we're going to be ASIC resistant. You can mine this like you were mining Bitcoin back in 2010. So like that was like the huge selling prop. And that's kind of almost where I got deep into the rabbit hole of crypto and things like that. So that was like
in 2016.
So I would say I've been, you know, at least partially involved probably back at least since like 2013 or so, but like really like I would say where I dived in head first was early 2017, learning about GPU mining. I had first wanted to learn how to mine Ethereum, and it was actually, you know, my brother, he was messaging me. He lived out in California at the time, and he was like, hey, you got to check out this Ethereum. I bought it for $8 and now it's $40, and it's like only been a week. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, broke college kid at the time. I'm like, yeah, why don't I buy a couple of these and see what happens?
Wow, good for you.
But I was like, at the time, I was like, how do I how do I figure out how to earn this? Because I'm real big on the tech side of things.
Okay.
I want to learn how to like build things and, you know, operate different applications and like participate in the networks and communities and everything like that. So I had, you know, just started building a bunch of different computers and rigs and kind of piecing together things. And I was only in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time. And, you know, by the end of that bull run, I had something like a dozen computers running with like 20 GPUs in a 1-bedroom apartment. And I was running the air conditioner in the winter. My wife now, which was my girlfriend then, she probably wanted to kill me at the time because, you know, crypto kind of does that. It sucks you deep into the rabbit hole where there's just this unlimited geyser of knowledge out there that like you try and be a sponge and suck up as much as you can, but there's like not enough hours in the day.
Your wife is a saint. Back then, you know, when she was your girlfriend, when she said, "Honey, I'm getting hot," it had a different meaning, didn't it?
Yeah, it meant the
then turn off these damn GPUs.
The GPUs were gonna burn down the place. I'm surprised that I didn't do that, but yeah, the electric bills were running up like the crypto charts for a good like 8 to 12 months that back then.
Now, were you paying for those, or was that all part of the apartment complex?
No, I was paying for those, but I did, you know, kind of take into consideration you know, what I was earning and how much I was paying. So, you know, it was always you had to be earning more than you were paying for the electricity,
right.
Or at least you know, some people do like the speculative gamble with you know, what they're mining, and even if might not be profitable, maybe a few years down the road it like goes exponential. And you know, I know a lot of people are doing that with Epic Cash. You know, that's kind of what got me interested in Epic Cash. And the biggest thing I'm kicking myself about is, to this day, I still haven't set up miners for Epic.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
And I've you know, I've known of Epic, and you know, it was my brother again back I think he first got into it like March 2020 when the whole markets were dumped to zero. I think Epic was 1 cent.
Unbelievable.
1 cent.
Unbelievable. Now did he hold, or did he get rich when it went to 20 cents?
So he held enough to make something of it, and you know, make a trade. I think he's you know, still holding a good chunk, and has some ECR and stuff, but maybe not as big of a bag as he wanted when it ran up like it did just recently.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to Epic. I think it has found bottom, and the disgruntled whale has left the building. So really excited about where it's going. For those of you who haven't been in Telegram or haven't been paying attention, we have a pretty nice announcement coming up on Friday. So at Epic Cash Live at noon.
So I guess I kind of got off on a tangent there, but basically, you know, I was describing the journey of decentralized finance. So basically, you know, I see the journey. Bitcoin goes to ASICs, goes to, you know, GPU mining catches on, you know, people are hopping onto that. But then the same thing happens to the majority of the GPU mineable coins, is they get overtaken by ASICs, even if they, you know, set out to be a ASIC resistant coin and proof of work blockchain. So you know, Epic specifically definitely stands out there as far as you know, sticking with the ASIC resistance. I know maybe some CPU miners and things maybe kind of taken over a portion of that with like huge server farms or whatever. But for the most part, you know, someone with one GPU or one computer can go on and set up and mine Epic Cash, and it's a fair game. So definitely unique there, especially considering it's 2022 now, and you know, 95% of the ASIC resistant blockchains are all overtaken by ASICs. So
and for those who don't know, one of the unique aspects of Epic Cash is it's multi-algorithm. So it has, I believe it's 48% dedicated to CPU, 48% dedicated to GPU, and 4% to ASICs. So, you know, it's the big centralized ASICs farmers. They only get 4% of the allocation. So that's putting your money where your mouth is, from Todd Lewis to Max to the people who have defensively designed Epic Cash, our protocol, and the dedicated algorithms. So I think that's what you're getting at is, you know, if you give way to ASICs, you're on your way to becoming centralized. Is that fair?
Oh yeah, for sure. And, you know, really cutting out, you know, all the little guys, like most of us here getting involved, we're all little guys. No matter, you know, what you got in there, you're probably a little guy compared to these huge institutions with like massive balance sheets and whatever treasuries and whatever they can, you know, throw at the market to either scare you out or you know, make you rich. But
hey DeFi, Mother Trucker asks, what is ASIC? What does that stand for?
So I believe it's application specific. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. So
we're here for you, Mother Trucker. If you're driving, I hope you're safe. Are you going up to Canada, Mother Trucker? Woohoo!
I knew the first two. Application specific integrated circuit is an ASIC.
That's what I thought it was. I just wanted you to do the research yourself, just so that you would figure it out, you know. But
I just couldn't think of the other two off.
I have it tattooed on my left arm in case you ever need it. That was my first tattoo I ever had.
Basically what an ASIC, it's like a very specialized computer chip that only serves one specific purpose. So it can't really do anything else good at all except for mine that one or two or few hashing algorithms
for about 2 years, and then it finds a landfill.
Yep, and usually the companies selling them, they're mining them for a good 6 months or 12 months before they come to market, and then they already have the new one that they designed, and they're like, here, get the new one that they've already been using for 6 months or 12 months. So you see, even the small guys are getting boxed out of ASIC mining. It's all it all goes to like 1 or 2 or 3 companies like Bitmain, and it's a monopoly.
Well, from what I understand, it's like even if you were you know, the big boys and girls who could afford it or whatever, you can't get them. I mean, they're so back ordered right now. And because of the supply issues from China, which is where they're manufactured, you just can't get them. So, all right, well, let's talk Epic and ECR and what is DeFi in the Epic ecosystem?
Yeah, so I guess just to, you know, finish off where I left off, you know, the whole GPU mining and everything. Well, you know, Ethereum was the first one to kind of take the reins there, and being a smart contract platform, that means that you can build applications that can run on top of the blockchain and have smart contracts that can do specific things when you interact with them. So, you know, since Ethereum started and you know, been developed on and kind of been scaled out with the advent of, you know, tons of DeFi applications, you know, in the past 2 or 3 years here, it's opened the floodgates for liquidity to be thrown onto the blockchain and you know, tried to be used and earn yields by being your own bank. But you know, it's a huge journey to try and figure out what the right thing to do is, what the safe thing to do is, like how to be secure. So it's definitely, you know, every day's a learning experience, even
Well,
when you are knowledgeable.
remember we're in 5th grade, so you threw out a lot of terms there that I don't really understand. So you have a layer 1 blockchain, which in, you know, is Epic Cash or Ethereum would be layer 1, Bitcoin would be layer 1, right? So when you're talking about you know, layer 2 protocols, which would be DeFi built on top of Ethereum, those would be layer 2, right?
So no, you know, Ethereum as a whole is a layer 1. So it's a smart contract platform. So think of it as when a city center is going to be built and they clear out all the, like, whatever was there before they build, you know, they build the base of the city center, like they pave it and it's like a blank canvas, and then, you know, people can go on and build on top of it really whatever they want, that can be programmed to the language that blockchain, you know, can build applications on.
Would another analogy be that the layer 1 would be the rails, and what's built on top of it would be different rail cars, if you will, that can go different places as long as their wheels are connected to the primary blockchain?
Well, so I guess kind of, maybe the easiest analogy would be if you understand computers, right? You have your operating system. So Ethereum is the operating system.
Okay, this is working.
Decentralized applications are any application that you can, you know, download on your computer and install the application and interact with it.
Okay.
So that's what a decentralized application is on a blockchain. So the blockchain is the operating system. So Ethereum, you think Microsoft or Windows. That's Ethereum, and then any application built on it is a decentralized application. For you know, like layer 2s, I'm not sure if I have the best analogy for that, but basically my understanding of layer 2s is, you know, it's something that connects to the main chain that has unique benefits, but functions most like the main chain, but it has, you know, unique functions and advantages. But even some of them may have some disadvantages too. But normally what we see, the most advantage of the layer 2 protocols are lower fees than Ethereum. So they may function a lot like Ethereum. So if you're familiar with, you know, using different applications there, you can really go over to any blockchain that is based off of Ethereum, and, you know, it feel familiar. It's like riding a bike, but you're just somewhere else in crypto land, but it's connected to Ethereum. Like, so Ethereum is like the main tree, and it has all these branches that go out, but they all kind of act and function, similar to the main chain, but have unique attributes.
All right, we have airgrab money.
Oh, there he is, airgrab money.
Yeah, so he's saying layer 2 is secured by the layer 1. Layer 1 has its own security. Layer 0 is protocol like Polkadot. So immutable X is layer 2. Okay, can you make sense out of all of that?
Well, so I will say airgrab money, he's definitely an expert in the space as well.
Awesome.
When we were getting set up here, I sent out a couple of bat signals to a couple of groups I'm in, and he must have
airgrab.
came and joined in. Even at one point, me and Arab were discussing some kind of stockpile of GPUs he had for people connected to Epic Cash. That's cool that he hopped in here to say what's up.
Nice. So you had mentioned that you have some things to share.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Let me grab my teleprompter screen so I can see what you're going to share.
Yep. And tell me when you're ready to I guess hit the button or whatever here.
All you have to do is screen share.
Okay.
Just hit share screen and then click on, when it pops up, you just click on the
all right.
Whatever you have open to be able to, it'll highlight it and then it'll share.
This should be the one. And yeah, I don't need a share sound. So can you see me now?
I absolutely can see it. It looks like what? This is,
it's Twitter right now on the screen. Let me I may need to zoom in a little bit. I do have kind of a unique aspect ratio here.
okay.
So actually, let me go to this one first. I was kind of gonna, tell a story here because Epic Cash and Epicenter, the collaboration exploration of working together with Wanchain probably dates back to maybe June or July of 2021. But kind of just started as some discussions and multiple meetings, and unfortunately I haven't really been a huge part of some of those meetings, but I did set up the introduction between Wanchain and Epic Cash and Epicenter, so kind of got the wheels turning here.
Great.
To have their governance system is going to be built here on Wanchain. And to take it back a step there, so what Wanchain is, it could be considered somewhat of a layer 2 to Ethereum. But one term that I didn't kind of explain there before was EVM. And what an EVM is an Ethereum virtual machine. So there's in the crypto space now, there's probably got to be like 24 EVM chains or Ethereum virtual machine chains. And what I was kind of describing there was, it may be another blockchain. It may have a different consensus mechanism or a different number of tokens, like max supply or circulating supply of the tokens, or like reward structure or things like that. But the functionality of the chains is 99% of the same functionality as the main chain. So Wanchain is an Ethereum virtual machine. They were actually originally a fork of Ethereum, but there is unique attributes to Wanchain. So the big unique point of Wanchain is the premier interoperability solution. So what that means is Wanchain allows many different blockchains to connect and interact and communicate with each other when otherwise they wouldn't be able to. So
Wow.
if you think back to 2015 or 2016, you know, when things were just kind of getting started in like the altcoin space and alternate blockchains, the chains can't talk to each other. So you have like, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have Litecoin, you have Ripple, and none of them can interact or transfer value or, you know, communicate with each other basically. So that's really
it was like post Babylon when God said, poof, be gone, everybody, and they all spoke different languages, right?
Exactly.
The WAN chain is huddling them all together, and now they can all talk to each other again.
Yep. And they can, you know, kind of bring their assets and like drive. So what they call something to connect these blockchains together is a bridge. So it's like you're driving your Bitcoin over the bridge to Wanchain so you can use it for decentralized finance, when otherwise it would just be sitting on the Bitcoin blockchain. Or same thing like with whatever.
So is Wanchain, okay, if you have Ethereum and you have another coin, when you talk about the bridge, is the bridge Wanchain?
So Wanchain is its own blockchain, but so they have something, and I actually have that up here. But so I'll say one thing: Wanchain is not explained for fifth graders. So that's the one thing about Wanchain is there's some super big brains there. The head of engineering of Wanchain, he is PhD. He is the China regional head of the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance.
Okay.
So there's a whole lot of things they're trying to solve here as far as making it the most secure, decentralized, and permissionless bridge solution on the market. So if you kind of peruse through like what's going on in DeFi, if you look at other bridges and cross-chain dApps and solutions like that, you'll see, I want to say once a month, oh, this one got hacked or this one got exploited. And you know, it's the ones that people are using all the time: AnySwap, multi-chain, chain swap. You know, there's so many names out there, but these bridges are moving billions of dollars of assets. And if there's something that can be exploited on the bridge, so just think of it this way: you're on the highway and you're driving over a bridge to another state, and it's the only bridge to get there and to get back. So you drive your car over there, and your house is where you started from, right?
Yeah.
You drive over the bridge, and then a huge ship comes and crashes into the bridge, and now it's destroyed. Now you can't go back to where you came from, and now whatever you had on the other side, you can never go and get it back.
That sucks.
So the last thing you want when you're working with cross-chain or interoperability or anything like that is any type of, you know, exploit point in the tech that's built. So WanChain, trying to think if I can explain here like a fifth grader. So they have something, it's called the Stormin node bridge architecture. And really what the basics of it is that there's, I believe it's about 25 different nodes securing the many assets that can be bridged from different networks, all to and fro. So any direction, direct bridge. And the 25 nodes, not any single one of them has, you know, a centralized authority. There's no hall monitor. They all have to stake assets. So they put up their own assets to participate and be part of securing the bridge network. And the way that the functionality is designed is, even if someone was trying to be a bad actor, they would be penalized more than if they did the right thing. So if they tried to do something malicious, they would sacrifice whatever assets that they staked on the network. So there's never a chance for collusion. And the private keys that secure the bridge are sharded and split between the nodes. So not one node has the control of the bridge to allow there to ever be a bad actor, if that makes sense.
No, that's pretty amazing. So basically they are, you know, human nature is a bitch and a very greedy one. And so they have basically disabled human nature. So people just, they're not motivated to succumb to their own human nature, which is be greedy and steal. Thou shalt not steal, WanChain says.
Exactly.
In the book of WanChain.
But if I try and show you what they have here, it looks like a calculus test.
Yeah, this looks like this guy smoked dope with Max Freeman, and they came up with another subway system.
So, yeah, this is like, you know, a lot of their documentation.
Max doesn't smoke dope, by the way. I was just saying that.
You know, they think of every problem that there could be, and then they build the tech so that problem can't exist.
This definitely is not fifth grade.
All right, so we're
look
done,
at all of that.
Done with that. I was just, you know, trying to explain.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I was just joking that this is yeah. So all right, make sense of this then. Now why don't we speak in the language of Epic, right? So okay. That's something I will understand. I know Epic, ECR, E1, EUSD. So
okay. Yeah, I can paint a picture here then for you. So just based off of, you know, this tweet back in August,
yeah,
Epic Cash is taking full advantage of WanChain's cross-chain architecture, which we just discussed. Yep. So the first thing that Epicenter did was enable cross-chain ECR. So ECR.
Question.
Yep.
I've always wondered this. Why do I sometimes see a $ in front of a symbol versus a pound sign? Like dollar sign or pound EDX.
So the $ is a cash tag, and then the pound sign is a hashtag. So usually you use hashtags to identify, you know, the project or the DApp or you know, the ecosystem, and then the cash tag is for a specific token or asset. Does that differentiate.
So would that be hashtag Epic? Would that be the appropriate thing, or would Epic also be a cash tag?
So, you know, it would be like hashtag Epic Cash, but cash tag Epic. So
Okay.
some of them can have both. So like in the case of WanChain, WanChain is the blockchain and the network and the interoperability solution.
Okay.
But then they also have the WAN token, which is the native token on the blockchain, WAN, and that would have a cash tag.
Okay, great. Thank you. I learned something. I had no idea what a cash tag was. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense to me.
All right. So the first thing Epicenter did here was enable cross-chain ECR. And what ECR is every citizen's reserve. So this is the reserve currency for Epicenter, which is built around Epic Cash. So ECR is a way that you're able to unlock a credit line against your collateral with Epic Cash. So just for example, if you had 100 Epic Cash, and when this is all fully fledged and scaled out and live, you'll be able to stake that Epic and provide it as collateral. And you will
stake it where?
So that's a good question, because I believe Epicenter is going to be deployed to multiple blockchains. So I don't want to answer something that I'm not
but it could be
100% sure of.
It could be staked to WanChain, right?
So it would be in a smart contract, is the idea. So you'd be depositing the Epic into a smart contract, and it may be a wrapped Epic at that point to enable it to be a smart contract.
So E1 is going to be the wrapped Epic, correct?
I think E1 is $1 of Epic. Wrapped Epic would just be a representation of Epic on a smart contract platform. So
Wow.
there's even there's Epic on the Binance Smart Chain right now, and the Stellar blockchain, which some of the Epic developers developed that. So you can take the Epic, and it's the same thing with the VTEX exchange. When you buy or sell Epic on VTEX, that's the Vite. It's actually a DAG, which we won't go into that rabbit hole right now, but it's a different type of blockchain. It's not the same as some other smart contract platforms, but so on the Vite chain, even that Epic is basically a wrapped Epic, where you have it's kind of like a receipt to the native Epic, where then you have to bridge out of that network to receive your native Epic back. So that's why you don't want the bridges to collapse, because then if you're left there hanging with a wrapped Epic and the bridge doesn't work anymore, then you don't have the Epic anymore. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever asset you're bridging.
Right.
So yeah, ECR is the reserve currency that's gonna allow you to mint EUSD. So going back to this example, I guess we'll just do it with dollars.
So this is the bank of one, right? The bank of me, ultimately, to where you would have to have two assets. You would have to have your Epic as collateral, and you'd also have to have ECR, right?
Yep.
Which
stake your ECR, and then that would allow you to mint EUSD, which the idea here is this is an over collateralized loan where you're minting a stable coin against your own collateral there. But the idea is for people who would want to do this, they want to keep their epic, but they want to be able to, you know, unlock a way to make that asset liquid and be able to earn yield and do other things in DeFi with. So that's really the whole idea here is, you know, you keep the asset, you know, it's the hardest money you can't F with, is what Max says, right? You hold on to that. And then you're able to unlock liquidity against that. And as long as, you know, you practice, you know, risk management and safety as far as, you know, not leveraging yourself too hard, you can definitely make some strategies there to, you know, unlock yields and more liquidity that you may have not had before.
So by yields, you would mean that you would be able to stake it, like lets people understand hex. So you would stake your hex, and then if you stake it for 5,050 days or however many, whatever, I have no idea what it is, but a period of time, you would then get additional hex in return.
So the idea, my understanding here is, you know, the EUSD, there's going to be use cases and utilities built around EUSD where you can take that stable coin and go, you know, pair it with something else or pair it with another stable coin to, you know, give this deeper liquidity and value. And then you earn a reward on participating in that. So, you know, the use cases need to be built around the EUSD and the ECR token. And then there will be rewards and incentives around participating in that. So we can, you know, kind of show you what that is now here on the Wanchain. And, you know, anyone watching right now, we're looking at epicenter.epic.tech, and the ECR asset and some of the other assets are here. So definitely take a look there. But yeah, we'll just kind of go through and show you this in action here.
Great.
So, you know, Wanchain, we enabled the cross chain of ECR, and then, you know, for some time, we were kind of getting things lined up and figuring out what the game plan is here. And then come just last month, I guess it was a New Year's surprise. We got incentives for ECR on Wanchain. And this is Wanswap, the decentralized cross-chain exchange on Wanchain. So yeah, we're gonna show you this here, and I guess we can kind of show you two different examples. Like,
sure,
if you had ECR or if you didn't have it, I guess it's best, you know, to pretend like you don't have it, and if you do have it, then even better. But basically here, so new farming pair wanECR WASP with 0.05x rewards starts on December 31st. So farming, for any of the newbies out there, refers to yield farming, or the other word for that is liquidity mining, which means you pair two assets together. So in a 50-50 USD value pair. So for example, you have $100 of ECR and you have $100 of WASP, and WASP is the governance and reward and utility token of the Wanswap decentralized protocol here. So if you if you know Uniswap, SushiSwap, QuickSwap, Trader Joe, they all have a native DEX token.
Okay.
And that's what WASP is here, is the DEX governance and reward and utility token. You are able to set up proposals if you're a WASP holder, and use it to vote. There's different staking functions, and a lot of it is to use to provide liquidity in the exchange here.
Okay, so real quick. So this, like when you're talking about setting up, a liquidity pair, you not only have to bring one asset to the table, like ECR, but you have to go buy and figure out how to get the WASP too, right? So it's like, it's not, you're looking for a WASP partner out there who you're gonna be able to play with. You have to bring them both.
Well, you can bring them both, or you can bring one asset that you can swap to acquire the two assets that you want to pool. So in the example of ECR and WASP, I'm gonna show you exactly that, what you can do if you have neither of them. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the easiest way in, the easiest way out, or hang on, I got a crazy background here, but so there's a couple places. I'm just gonna go to like where you get started, and there's a couple places you can get started. The easiest and most compatible wallet is MetaMask. One thing I'm going to mention here, especially for newbies, is you only ever want to get MetaMask from the official website only. Don't use Google paid search. Don't search in app stores for any crypto app. You always want to go directly to the source for MetaMask and really any crypto app.
That's great,
because there's so many imposters, fake phishing websites. Even if you go on Twitter and you just type a comment that says MetaMask, there will be a flood of bots that come after you and pretend like, oh, we're here to help you. My buddy Steve lost his money. Give me your seed words. So, all right.
Wow.
So for the newbies here, when you set up any crypto wallet, you either get a private key or a phrase that is that's your key to your safe.
Yeah,
that's the thing you never want to share with anyone for any reason at any time whatsoever at all, and you need to secure it as best as possible. So there's different methods to do that, but really first and foremost, only go to official sites for your download links, and bookmark them. So I'm not even I'm breaking my own rule here. I don't even have that bookmarked, but so MetaMask is just metamask.io. It's the official site. And even if you're on a mobile or web browser, so it's a Chrome extension, but it also supports Firefox, Brave, Edge, iOS, Android have their own apps. But like I said, even if you're going to an app store, get the link from the official site. Don't search in the app store, because if you do a quick search result for, Cardano wallet hacked from the Apple App Store, millions of dollars lost. I don't exaggerate. I warn people about these things day in and day out, and then you still see people falling for it. So it's, you know, get your stuff from the official source. When you set it up, you're going to have to save whatever seed phrase when you set up your wallet. And really the best practices there, if you don't, I'll get into a hardware wallet after we, you know, do the demo here, but really the best practices is you want to only write down the seed phrase. You never want to take a picture of it. You never want to save it on a document. You never want to save it on anything connected to the internet. And you more than likely want to have more than one backup. Really, the thing you want to think about is, all right, if my house burns down, am I still going to have my crypto?
Keep talking, because I'm going to go grab something just to make this point and show you what I was doing this weekend. Keep talking.
All right, so off of MetaMask there is the other option to use the Wanchain native wallet. The reason I recommend MetaMask is because when you are doing cross-chain features of Wanchain, it is much easier and more compatible just to switch the network in MetaMask to another chain that you're able to bridge to. But for Wanchain, if you do want to use the native wallets, it's wanchain.org/get started. And you have Windows, Mac, Linux wallet, and mobile offerings here as well. And basically the same kind of setup process. You're gonna open a new wallet. You're gonna get a phrase that is the key to your bank, and you never want to share it with anyone, even if they ask you for it, even if they send you a form and says put your phrase here. That's the #1 rule, is never give it away ever. And the other thing is never trust anyone who DMs you first, direct messages you first, because there's too many imposters out there, fake support people, and they'll send you a link to try and drain your wallet. So
They are everywhere.
I'm putting all the warnings out here because this is
Awesome.
show for newbies. So, you know, I'm not exaggerating when I give these warnings, because I don't want it to happen to you. I'm gonna take a commercial break here, and I'm just going to share with everybody that you can go to Amazon and you can buy these metal plates right here that open up, and these are metal plates. So you have 24 seed word capacity there, and then you have another one there. And this is a U-Tool power engraver, if you can see that. So that's this right here. So it has this engraver, and when you, let me see, can I plug it in? Hold on. I'm gonna. So I can turn it on. You hold it and you engrave it. So I did that this weekend. Excuse me. I had all of my daughters, they're all on Vite. They all have Vite wallets, because if they wanted a Christmas present from Daddy V, they were gonna have to, I wanted to get them in the game. So I had them write down all of their seed phrases on paper, keep it at their home, and then I wanted to have them myself so that I could engrave them and then put them in wherever I put them in my home. Yep.
So in answer to your question,
never shared the hiding place.
yeah, in answer to your question, if my home burns down, we're good. but that's only because I take this stuff seriously. Because man, oh man, it would really, really suck if you did have a fire. And you can get fireproof bags too. So even my notes, I have a notepad that includes all of my seed words, phrases, passwords, everything, that I have a couple of them, redundancy, in different fire bags, in different places. And I just cannot hammer enough. So thank you. It's been a long time since I've talked about security, but please guys, these things are not that much money, and man, so much peace of mind. Engrave your seed words in metal. Okay.
Yep. All right. So you still see my screen here,
Yep.
right? Okay. So we're here on Wanswap.finance, and like we said, that's the decentralized exchange on the Wanchain network. And for this example, just gonna kind of show you, pretend like you just set up your MetaMask and you still don't know what to do yet. So the way to get your MetaMask set up to the Wanchain network, I keep getting blocked here by the, all right. So we're going to pretend like we just set up the MetaMask and we're here on the website. It's called chainlist.org. And what this is a tool that allows you to add almost any Ethereum virtual machine network, EVM, to your Web3 MetaMask wallet. So instead of having to add each chain manually, you can type in the chain here and see we have Wanchain, the chain ID 888, the currency WAN. So I've already added Wanchain to this wallet here, but I'm going to show the example with the testnet. And if you click the add to MetaMask button, you'll have your extension pop up here on the right, and it will ask, do you want to add this network to your extension here? And it says, make sure you trust the site you're using to do this. So you don't have to trust this site. You can enter it manually. It is an open source tool here. It's actually partially developed by Andre Cronje, which is the guy behind Yearn Finance and some of the other big DeFi protocols. But like I said, you don't have to trust Chainlist. Did I click off the screen there?
Yep.
Okay, one sec. I messed up.
Ralph Crypto has skid marks in his underwear. Okay.
All right. Can you see me again?
Yes, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, it's at the top of there. It's hard to click on what you want to click there. But so I clicked on add to MetaMask over here. And I'm gonna hit approve because I trust the website. Like I said, you don't have to. You can do your own research. You can add it manually. And I do have a link that I can share with you so you can add it manually to there. But we're gonna add the Wanchain. I'm adding the testnet just as an example.
Yep.
But so if you look at the top of the MetaMask wallet here, there's a little drop down and it shows the different EVM networks that you can change to. So we're on the Wanchain testnet right now, and we're going back to the mainnet Wanchain. So I'm switching to Wanchain, and you can see here I have some WAN tokens in the wallet. So that's the native currency of the Wanchain network. So think of it like this, on Wanchain, If you compare it to Ethereum, Wanchain is the Ethereum of Wanchain.
Okay.
So it's the gas. It's what makes the network function by making transactions and doing different functions. So like I said, we're going to pretend like we didn't have any to start, because I know there's many people out there that are like, all right, how do I get Wanchain? How do I fund the wallet? I'm going to show a different couple options here. And I actually did this right before we got on the show together. So I had bought some Litecoin from a centralized exchange, right?
Okay.
And I'm on this site. It's called simpleswap.io. It's kind of like an old school swap site where you can swap different coins. And it actually uses liquidity from centralized exchanges, but you don't need an account and there's no KYC.
Nice.
So there's ways to get coins that maybe say you're in the US and or on Binance or something, and you can go on here and you can access liquidity to those coins without having an account there.
Are you familiar with godex.io?
No, I actually haven't heard of that one. You might have to
that's another one like SimpleSwap that I used a lot when I was pivoting out of my 25 coins into Epic, and it was awesome. You should go to it. It is there's no KYC there, and it was just so easy, and the fees were just they were not egregious at all, and it just worked.
Yeah, so like I said, really just kind of showing here how you can get Wanchain a couple of different ways. So I actually just got some on simpleswap.io. I traded like 2 Litecoin to get 500 something Wanchain and sent it directly to my Wanchain address. So that's the one thing that you want to make sure you know what's going on. When you're on the Wanchain network, your address is right here at the top, but it can actually be the same address on any of these networks. So because it's an Ethereum virtual machine, this address is an Ethereum address. It's a Wanchain address. It's a Harmony One address.
I didn't know that.
BINANCE Smart Chain address. So any of the chains that you add can be the same address, and you can add as many addresses as you want under one.
How does it know if you send it to that address that it's going to go to the WAN part of MetaMask versus the Poly?
So it depends on where you're sending it from. So give the example of if you're on any exchange, the only network that any of these exchanges support for Wanchain is the mainnet. So anytime you withdraw WAN from, say, the other options are KUCOIN, Binance, HUOBI, there's BITRUE, there's quite a few other ones globally. When you withdraw WAN, the only option is the Wanchain network. So you're putting that address, and the only destination it can possibly go to is the Wanchain network. So if you didn't have the network added to your wallet yet, and you just sent it to your Ethereum address, it would still go to Wanchain, and you could still go and find it, even if you didn't add the network yet. You get what I'm saying?
I see. Right.
So that's one thing you do have to be super careful about when you're on another chain like this, though, because for example, I showed you, a couple ways. SimpleSwap, the few recommendations I had was SimpleSwap, KUCOIN, another option if you're in the United States. BITRUE, I have used. They might say you're restricted. Maybe you have to use a VPN there, but I've done it. And there's some other options, like Binance is the main one, HUOBI, there's quite a few other ones out there. But my favorite is Wanswap because it's a decentralized exchange.
Okay.
So, we got some Wanchain there from Simple Swap. I had Litecoin. There's even a way I could have just bought right here on Wanswap. But so we're here now on the decentralized application. So like we were saying before, the operating system is the blockchain. So that's Wanchain in this case. And we have Wanswap, the application built on top of Wanchain. So there's smart contracts around this that make the whole exchange function without a centralized authority. So users
and no KYC, so nobody knows you're there.
No, nobody knows I'm there. Your wallet address is connected. So that's really the only kind of identifier. Anyone watching here will be able to see whatever transactions I did if they wanted to. But I'm on a dummy wallet here. Track me if you want. I dare you. But yeah, so really the goal here is to show off the WASP and wanECR liquidity providing. So in this example, we just set up our MetaMask. We just got some Wanchain, trying to paint like a picture here for you.
Yeah.
So we have the Wanchain in the wallet here, and we connected the wallet to the site. So that's one thing. When you go onto the site here, it's going to say connect wallet, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to connect to this site in your MetaMask? And the one thing there, same thing as everything else in crypto, get the official project site and save it to your bookmarks. Wanswap.finance, and make sure it's the HTTPS :// and you can find that on the project Twitter, Medium pages. And I'll make sure you have all the links for that as well.
Okay.
But, make sure you save the site, you're connecting your wallet, you funded it with Wanchain, and now our goal is we're gonna get WASP and wanECR. So we're gonna pretend like we don't have any wanECR in this wallet, even though we do. But so for this example, we have about 839 Wanchain, and my goal here is make a 50-50 USD pair in WASP and wanECR, and that's how we're going to pull it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap about 400 WAN for WASP, so a little bit less than half of the max amount that I would have there. And you hit swap there, it shows you here I'm swapping 400 WAN for 7,248 WASP. There's a small price impact because this is a very deep liquidity pool, and it'll show you like the minimum received if there was some like volatility or slippage or whatever. And we're just going to hit confirm swap. You will get the prompt here in your MetaMask wallet. You'll want to scroll down here. The one thing that's great about Wanchain is, compared to Ethereum, if you're doing one swap on Uniswap on Ethereum, it can cost you $100, $200 for one swap. Wanchain costs a tenth of a penny for one swap.
Wow.
So look, 0.0003558 WAN for one swap. So one Wanchain is about 42 cents right now, and it's 0.0003 for the gas fee. And
amazing.
And the other, so look, we're pending here after submitting. that transaction, and usually just takes a few seconds there to submit it to the network. And once that goes through, then we're going to have our WASP for half of the liquidity pair that we're making here. So look, there we go. We just swapped 400 WAN for 7,240 WASP. And there we go. The balance just updated there. So that fast, we just, swapped some WanChain to get WASP, the governance and utility and reward token here on Wanswap. And now the next step, we need an equal amount of ECR in USD value. So basically we're going to be pairing this WASP with wanECR. And to show you here, just so you have an idea, this is wanECR, the analytics page, and the liquidity pool chart. So ECR has been here on Wanswap for a few months here, and we are trying to bootstrap the liquidity by having the incentives to have liquidity providers come and stake their tokens and make a pool out of this. So right now, ECR is something like almost 9 cents here, and WASP is about 2.3 cents. And you can swap these with WanChain. So you can just start with WAN, you fund your wallet, and then you can swap, have two equal amounts, and then you're going to pull them together. So there's quite a few users here in the liquidity pool. So right now, 50-50 value is 24,167 ECR and 93,871 WASP. And this could be like a few dozen users probably right now, or whoever's in there.
Okay, let's just stop real quick. So let's say I have 25,000. Go back to that. Let's say I have 25,000 ECR.
Okay.
So, and I just wanted to throw it at this right now, right? I would have to somehow come up with 95,000-ish WASP to be able to have that balance, right? So yeah, in that case, if you're like in your example, you're saying, oh, I have 25,000 wanECR, but I don't have any WASP, correct? That's the example you're saying. Or I would say I have 25,000 ECR, but they're just sitting, in my MetaMask wallet on WanChain or Polygon, or you know what I mean? So to be able to put those to use, I would want to, I think, it's like, instead of them just sitting there in the wallet dormant, why not put them to use? But it's just not so easy as saying, oh, let me just throw them in this bucket. You have to go through a few other hoops, right? Because you got to you have to convert it to wanECR, and then you have to purchase somehow or swap for somehow the WASP. Yeah.
Correct. So yeah, the best way to get WASP is with WAN. So that's like the example I just showed there. I swapped 400 WAN to WASP. And what I'm going to do next here, so pretend like we have 0 ECR, even though we have some in the wallet here.
Yeah.
So because I just swapped 400 WAN for WASP, I'm going to swap the same exact amount to wanECR. And the one thing to note here is because ECR, we're trying to grow the liquidity pool here. And as you saw in the, where's the last screen here? So there's only about $4,300 of liquidity in that specific pool. So when you swap the same amount of WAN to wanECR, there's a much bigger price impact. So you see, this is going to jump the price of ECR 7%, me just buying 400 WAN worth, because the liquidity pool is small.
Mhm.
So as a liquidity pool gets bigger and deepens, there's less price impact for larger trades.
So what is the incentive of getting in early then? Because
So we're gonna show you that right here. So
okay.
so I'm gonna just go ahead here. I'm gonna swap the WAN for wanECR, and it's saying, like, it's even giving me a warning here, like, hey newbie, this is gonna jump the price at least 5%. Please confirm that you want to do this. I'm like, all right, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna hit okay. But I was just given that that notice that when there is smaller liquidity pools, the prices can move more.
Sure.
But that's for all coins on a decentralized exchange. Anytime the liquidity pools are smaller, it's going to take a smaller amount of money to pump the price and a smaller amount to dump the price, because there's not as much. Really, the goal is you want to grow out the liquidity so users can trade without huge price impacts.
Right. So that's all about adoption.
So that's really the goal here by having this farming incentive. So basically what we're going to show you here is we're going to pool the WASP and the wanECR together. So think of it, all right, we have a bucket of WASPs and we have a bucket of Epicenter tokens here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to pair those two together in equal value. So in this example, I'm going to hit max WASP because we just swapped the 400 WAN worth and got the ECR. But what I was saying before here was, so look, we swapped 400 WAN for 1720 ECR, but look, now we only have to pull 1620 because we just boosted the price up a little bit for wanECR. So you see what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
So the actual like value to the exchange is that now wanECR is more valuable than it was right before I bought it.
Right.
But as the liquidity pool deepens, the impact is less for equal amounts. So the step we have to do here, we have to approve both tokens to be able to be used in the protocol. So we're going to approve WASP. And it's saying, do you want to give permission or access? So here's you're your own hall monitor in decentralized finance.
Nice. Right.
So you still have to,
all monitors suck. I suck.
You still have to practice security and safety, but as long as you trust the protocol you're working with and know you're on the official site. And one thing about any DeFi protocol, there's always risk to anything, even the biggest blue chip like Compound Finance, Aave, Uniswap. Everyone has some extent of risk by participating, but it's up to you to understand what that is, have your own risk tolerances, and so on and so forth. But Wanswap, it is audited by Haichi Audit here. There is a link for that in the project GitHub. And Wanswap was also audited by the core engineering team of Wanchain before that official audit was out. And kind of to sum that up for newbies. The protocol is designed, again, to not have any centralized authority that can be a bad actor against your assets. So I'm pulling my assets together here, and I'm depositing it into a smart contract, but no one else can take it out of that smart contract except for me. So that's one thing, you definitely want to look out for with any DeFi protocol, is making sure that there's not too much centralized control where they could shut off your ability to withdraw, or they could do something to lock access to your funds. So I approved WASP. I'm approving the wanECR token here. And when you're on the Wanchain network, one thing you want to make sure of is that you always save a small amount of WAN, even though the gas prices are really low.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you at least always have something like 0.1 Wanchain in the wallet, so you can pay the transaction fee. So you never wanted to hit like go to the swap page and hit max swap WAN, or else you're gonna like put yourself in crypto jail, where you can't swap back to do anything, and then you have to go figure out how to get more.
Yeah.
All right, so we approved both tokens for this liquidity pool here. So we have the WASP and the wanECR, and we're going to hit supply. And so here we go. So it's saying we're going to receive at least 3,318 Wanswap liquidity pool tokens. So this is what happens. We're depositing these two tokens, and we're getting one token that represents both tokens in the pool in a 50-50 USD pair. So when you hit supply here, you're getting like that receipt of the deposit, but it does put you at, people are now able to trade against the assets that you just pulled in there. So you're joining a pool with other people who deposited WASP, deposited wanECR, and now people can trade against that. And the deeper the liquidity gets, the easier it gets for people to trade and want to participate and not have as much of a price impact.
So what's in it for you then? You just went through all this. How are you gonna?
Got it. So we're not quite done yet. So the first thing that's in it for you when you just pull the tokens is now anytime that users swap between WASP and wanECR. So you see my pool share here, I'm 6.5% of the liquidity pool. Now, any trading fees that go between WASP and wanECR, which is 0.3% of the trade, goes to liquidity providers. I get that share added to like the value of my liquidity pool tokens. That's just for adding the liquidity, but the yield farming is really where the incentive is. So what you can do once you have those Wanswap liquidity pool tokens, you go to the farming tab here, and there's a ton of different pools that you can participate in, but all the way down near the bottom we have the WASP wanECR pool. And so this pool, with the Wanswap protocol, it emits 5,604 WASP per week. So each week, this specific pool, anyone who's deposited in there gets paid out their fair share of WASP tokens
Got it.
in addition to the trading fees.
Okay.
So now we're going to show you here. We're going to deposit in this farm here. And as we said before, it said I had something like 5.6% of the pool. So that means I'm going to get 5.6% of the WASP rewards for that entire pool.
For the week.
And it doesn't just stop at 1 week. This,
Yeah.
you know, the whole goal here is to grow it enough and show there's enough demand to have this reward go on indefinitely.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal there. So remember in step 1, we pulled the tokens, we approved each token to be pulled, and now we have Wanswap liquidity pool tokens, which you also have to approve to be used in the protocol.
Okay.
Because it's a new token. You have one token that represents the 2 tokens in the pool. So we're hitting approve here.
This is great, by the way. This is like really, really gold.
So we're hitting approve. We're waiting for that for a second, but it gives us a little estimate here. So we're going to get 390, almost 6 WASP per week. So if you do a little math there, can show you here.
$100.
I'm gonna hit deposit here first, and I'll show you the math while we do it. But the protocol does the math for you. It'll show you there in a second. But basically, the idea was show you what that is. It's about to come up. Just waiting a second for the UI to update. The WASP token is right now is 2.3 cents, 2.31, and we're getting 396 WASP per week. That's $9.15. And to give you an idea of what we actually just put in there, it was 800 WAN, and WAN, you can look on the analytics page here for Wanswap. WAN is 42 cents. So 800 times 42 cents. So we started with $336 just for the example. We pulled half of that in WASP, the other half in ECR. We staked those liquidity pool tokens. And now we're getting both the trading fees on the trades going back and forth on this, and we're getting additional rewards in WASP. So 396 WASP per week. And if you go back to the farming page here, now that we staked in a pool, we can click the button, show only stakes. So look, I just did the math there. I deposited $326. I'm getting 396 WASP per week. And, you know, in a extrapolated rate, that's currently 145% APR.
Holy cow.
So that, I mean, think of it that way. You're getting almost $10 a week for putting in 330. That's pretty good incentive there to come and pull your asset. You also are getting, like I said, your fair share of your the trading fees on that pair. So if you go here, it'll show the top pairs for the WASP token. Probably should have went right to the wanECR. Probably get there faster. And the goal here too is we got to get ECR up on the higher on the ranks. We're down here at 21. we got to get it at least on the second page, guys. Look. So
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
A little bit to grow it.
Let me ask you this. So there is a lot of ECR, I think, that's out there in the wild now, just because people have been able to buy it. But they've also, it's one that that it's been distributed based upon certain types of merit. So there is ECR out there. Then there was the snapshot. So there's going to be a point in time where the ECR will be distributed. All of this right here sounds really good, but scares the crap out of me, right? So my question to you is, have you considered, and maybe you have, but being a consultant? Because I'd absolutely retain you for whatever your hourly fee is or whatever, a session or whatever, to be able to say, okay, Uncle V, I'm going to sit down, hold your hand. You're going to have your computer out. You're going to have your MetaMask up. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you walk through this as a consultant. Is that in your purview at all?
So I would say, it's definitely come to mind before. And I would say, over the past couple of years here, I've almost been doing that for no charge.
Right.
I'm in and out all these different communities, kind of started helping. I have a buddy who is a crypto YouTuber, and he has quite a big following, something like 70,000 subscribers. And I help his private community, when they get stuck and things like that.
Yeah.
But no, I
want to encourage it, because I remember when, before this channel was all about Epic, it was very much about, the crypto vigilante picks. And when Pirate Chain came out, that was one of those, downloading the wallet. It was just like being able to go to Trade Ogre, acquire it, all of that. I ended up having Jaron from Jaronism, who's a crypto-minded guy, crypto consultant, and he started a consultancy that I promoted, and I know he promoted it as well directly to his audience, but he did very, very well, because a lot of people, there's so many people who would look at something like this and I would never, ever, 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 sorry, I would never do this just by watching this video tonight. It scares the crap out of me. But if I can pay you a fair, wage in Epic or whatever, green stuff, I would love to participate in this, but I'm not without help. So if you got serious about that, I would promote the heck out of you, and I would be your first customer.
I'm definitely open to it. The one thing I will say about that is, on my end, I'm always practicing, security, this, that, and what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
And one of the things you don't want to do is, you never really want, if you're pretending like you never really want to, I guess you could, show your screen, but you never want to let someone else take over your computer. That's like the one thing. So if I was going to do something like that, it would have I would have to, write down my own rules of all right, this is the way to do it, and be legitimate and be trustworthy, and not have too much control of.
Yeah. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. You walk through exactly how to do it on your own computer.
Yep.
And then you go back with video editing, and you put a little black bar over any place that is, that you wouldn't want anyone to see. But that way you could walk people through that. They could be looking at that step by step, having it pulled up on their computer, and you could say, all right, do you see this page? Yeah, I see that page. See in the upper left where it says that? Yeah, click on that. All right, and then you go to the next, you know what I mean?
No, I'm all for that. My whole point was for people out there listening, and you and whoever else might watch this in the future. The one thing, like along with all the other things I said not to do,
Yeah.
You never want to let someone what's it called, remote desktop, and take over your computer. That's the one thing 100%. That I would never do. Because that's a liability. Then someone comes back and says, oh no, I lost all my crypto, you must have stolen.
Exactly.
So I'm just talking about, I'm totally like up for that. And
but I think it would be a great service to the community if you came up with that consultancy, because I think it's going to be in high demand, because there's going to be a lot of people soon who's going to have a lot of ECR from the snapshot. So if you kind of refine that and worked on that, and again, I can be I would love to go through the process with you just individually, just to even kind of walk through how that might look or work.
I'm down. Like I said before, the hardest thing with me is just pinning down that time. But once we set up the time, it's like, all right, let's do it. So yeah, I'm
let's make that commitment between you and me. We'll figure that part out so that the time that E3 is released and the verification program that they're working on with that release for the ECR, once all that's in place, we will have had time to be able to go through the process, and to where optimally, it's something that you could, with somebody, sit down with them, 45 minutes, hour max, knock it out, and boom. And you would then know beforehand, hey, before we even get here, this is your homework. You need to do X, Y, and Z first.
That's so funny that you say that, because I was just going to say you need to do these things before you even think about liquidity providing or yield farming. So there's this resource here, and I believe they're a YouTube channel too. I think I have them both up. This is called FINEMATICS, financial cinematics, and they have some great guides for DeFi for newbies.
Great.
So look, FINEMATICS guide to DeFi. They have DeFi novice, DeFi.
Oh, that's great.
DeFi master. And there's videos and articles on all these different things that we just talked about. So these guys are like, I always share this for one specific thing, because liquidity pools, anytime you add two assets to a liquidity pool, you are subject to potential impermanent loss. So I don't even want to try to go down that rabbit hole, but basically the idea is you're pulling those two assets, and you always are so you're always going to have 50-50 in USD value, no matter what direction one asset goes against the other. Really, the dream is you want both assets to go up together in tandem, and then both grow together. But if one, just say for example, one asset 10x's and the other one only 2x's, you would end up not having as much USD value as if you just held on to those assets and did nothing.
Wow.
Does that makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you definitely have to look into impermanent loss and how liquidity pools work. They even have all these different examples here. There's calculators out there, but that's FINEMATICS. And for the newbies, check out the guide to DeFi. There's all the different
this is
topics
gold.
there.
Can you please include just whatever links that you suggest, and then in my show notes, I'll put them all in there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep everything open here, so I'll just kind of blast you with links.
Perfect.
So people can look at everything.
Do me a favor, if you could just put them in like one note, the orders instead of separate, just because then I can copy and paste into the show note section. That would be very helpful.
Yeah. When we're done,
Like
just tell me how to do it. And I'll give it to you however you want it. But yeah, FINEMATICS, they have their own YouTube channel there, and it's all easy to understand, like graphics and explanations.
That's
and there's
awesome.
one other channel that's similar to this called Whiteboard Crypto, and they have a lot of great tutorials, guides, like introductions, like what is this,
is really
what is
cool.
that. So these are probably the best two resources for newbies that I can think of when it comes to DeFi. Whiteboard Crypto, FINEMATICS. And yeah, I mean, we kind of went over everything I had prepared. I know we kind of went through a few tangents and rabbit holes and
that happens. No, look, this is we're approaching 2 hours, so that is usually the max appetite for most attention spans. But there is just a lot of content to go back through, and thank you for the direct examples. It's good to be able to visualize it. It's great to visualize it. So that was very helpful for me. Now I at least kind of understand it, and enough to be, curious to where I'd like to learn more. And so, yeah, let's figure out, let's you and me go through kind of I'll hire you as a consultant to take me through it. And hopefully that'll help you create something for others down the road once everybody gets their ECR, and we can just kind of beat it up and see what makes, what needs to be improved, or maybe you nail it first pass. But let's figure that out together, because I think there's going to be a giant need for it.
Well, I'm always around, as I'm sure you can see. I'm always popping in and out and all over the place. So yeah, happy to continue the chat. And it has been. Can
you stop sharing your screen?
Yep.
And then we'll great. And then
one of those things that's been on my perpetual to-do list is kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
It's been on my to-do list to make kind of like a tutorial video, and maybe like a guide in Medium or whatever. And then whoever, like you said, whoever maybe wants some more attention or deeper dive or whatever, I'm open to whatever opportunity.
That's great. I think a lot of it, I think if you could do the Medium articles and the how-to guides, it at least gets people to first base, right? But when people are really start talking about, okay, it's go time, it's kind of like when you set somebody up with a Vite wallet, they download it, they have their BTC somewhere else, and then there's that fear and trepidation of when you actually have to start hitting buttons to really send them, and then once they're in there, how in the hell do you buy Epic? And you have to get from the wallet to the trading floor, and up pops this POW versus whatever the hell it is, and you just don't know, right? But if you have somebody there with you to be able to say, okay, now it's going to pop up every time you see POW, like Pavlov's dog, you just hit POW, don't worry about the Vite part ever. It's that type thing. So with the DeFi, it's the same thing. It's when it starts getting real to where you're providing real liquidity, and you're adding the combined tokens, and then you got to go and you figure out how to farm them. You just want someone there holding your hand. So I'm a big fan for for having someone walk me through it so that I don't screw it up. Because when it's the bank of me, you know, when I screw things up and I have to call the customer service department, it rings my cell phone, and customer service is probably going to suck pretty badly. So.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And, you know, like my whole theme has been, you know, you got to trust yourself first. Never really trust others too much. You can trust others, but you have to know where to draw the line.
Yeah.
Yourself protected. You know, one of the things I didn't even kind of mention there, if you are working with any kind of substantial amount in DeFi or liquidity pools, you do want to use a hardware wallet. So the MetaMask is compatible with both Ledger and Trezor wallets. The example I just showed, not secured, just for, you know, viewing purposes. But yeah, if you're working with any kind of substantial amount, you definitely want to get a hardware wallet, again, from official sources only. You know, I know how to set those up and best practices for those too. And then same thing with, you know, working with people. You like, I'm telling you, you don't have to trust me, but I'll teach you the way where you don't have to trust me. You see what I mean?
Oh, I love that. I love that. No, you put all the right qualifiers out there, and you've proven in the community that you are trustworthy. But what makes you great is that you're still going to throw the hand of caution up and just say, you know, I will help you. But let me talk along the way. I'll tell you why, you know, I'm not going to go down this path with you, because that could compromise you. So some of these things you're going to have to do on your own. But it's really important. I think it's going to be really important to have this as a service. So
for sure,
I encourage you to do it.
Well, no, I definitely appreciate that, because, you know, I'm always kind of looking for different opportunities to, you know, contribute to communities and projects and individuals like you. I even, just like a month ago, I started my own YouTube channel. I only have maybe a handful of subscribers and videos so far, but I'm trying to do it all. So like if it's something that's even remotely feasible, I'm down to, you know, get my knees bloody and try it out and
awesome,
figure it out.
Hey man, regarding the YouTube channel, it's start ugly. You just got to start. That's it. You should probably have this Uncle V guy on your channel. And
yeah, well, I was going to ask you too, like, I don't know if you're obviously recording, but yeah, anytime if we get on together, if you want to give me the videos, I'll repost you and shill your channel and whatever.
Yeah, when I live stream, I used to record everything, but now I just I live stream right to YouTube, and figure if somebody wants to be able to harvest those, which a lot of people have, and then they've taken video shorts out of those. God bless America, go for it. But it just became kind of redundant because I live stream mostly.
Run out of storage space too.
yeah, and it just takes a long time to render. And then like if you have to send it to someone, you have to WeTransfer it, and it just you know, so yeah. And after a while, it's just kind of like you want to hit the easy button. For me to be consistent with my channel, it's just like I just need to be able to 3, 2, 1, go live stream. Hope everyone likes it. If not, sorry.
I'm definitely, you know, glad that I found out about your channel. I think the first thing that really clicked was the epic shitcoin trial.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what clicked for you too. But
oh yeah,
I think that's when I hit the subscribe button. So
that was that was intended to be a 45-minute video. By the way, anyone watching this for the first time, if you scroll down to my videos and you find me way down where I have a white judge's hat on and I'm pointing to the screen and it says, shitcoin trial on it. I had invited the leadership of any privacy coin projects, because I was interested in privacy coins at the time, to come on my show. And I was just, exhausted from what I deem pump and dumps from the TCV dudes. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of subscribing and having other people tell me what to invest in, maybe I should just figure out what the right questions are to ask. And I did my homework and I came up with 8 questions that I was gonna have anybody who wanted to come on. I was going to conduct a shitcoin trial, and you are declared guilty at the beginning, and they have 45 minutes answering my questions to be declared not guilty by the end of it. Persuade me that you're not a shitcoin. And Max Freeman was one of the first to come on the show, and that 45-minute, I'll never forget it. I mean, it's like
that's
15,
the same thing. Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. I took off my judge's wig, silly thing, and dropped my gavel. And I got out my notebook and I just started paying attention. And that 45 minutes became 2.5 hours of just knowledge drop from Max. And that was when I'm like, this dude, that was all off the top of his head. I have so much to learn, and I've been covering it for 9 months, I think now. Ever since. And I've become an Epic Cash channel just because that's where I pivoted all of my financial investments into Epic Cash.
Well,
I mean,
I think that's a great thing to do. Get involved on the ground floor of these projects. Get involved with the community, make a name for yourself. Collaborate with people like you, anyone else out there who wants to learn or do something together. That's the way of the future. You gotta
that's right.
Decentralize. No one is telling us what to do here, I guess, except for
you. I mean, there's a thing. I mean, decentralized collaboration, right?
Yep.
I mean, it is nobody has a boss. There's no reporting structure, but within Epic Cash, there is an O structure. Like it's in the Hello World paper, to where it goes from 01 to 07, Max, Todd Lewis, or 07. And people wonder, well, how do you rise rank, right? Or how does that even work?
You gotta participate. You gotta
100%. It's like all of a sudden, I'm invited to these Telegram groups that had 04, 05, and then 06 type thing. And
you're peeling back the onion.
It's like, I didn't ask for anything. It's just that you get elevated based upon how much energy you put into it and how much the perception is that you are adding value to the blockchain, if you will, to the project. And so it's totally, entirely based on merit. So people who are in the chats, who are just there to, ask a lot of questions, negative questions, just ankle bite or whatever. Guys, it's like you're taking time away from decentralized collaboration, true collaboration, that 1 + 1 = 11. I will tell you, I'm going to be, making an announcement, or it may not be me. I will be the host of the show to where an announcement is made on Friday, just to show a little leg. But the major announcement will come a week after that. But we're going to show enough leg on Friday to where people are going to get really, really jazzed. And, it is a byproduct of people contributing without asking for anything to return. Good things just all of a sudden happen, like good things that just will boggle your mind.
I would have to say, like, we didn't really chat about my story a whole lot. That is my story. I just, I go in, I get involved with projects. I start talking in the community. I start helping people. I start figuring out, oh, this is so-and-so. I'm just going to talk to him directly. He's the guy. Let me go talk to him. And, over time, the connections just multiply, multiply and multiply. The whole WanChain, I got involved summer 2020. They launched Wanswap at the end of 2020. I was just a community member. Got involved, helped the community. It's a completely community driven DEX. For the most part, with there is a pseudo anonymous development team in the background, but the contracts are built with users fund security in mind. There's no centralized control. I'm admin in 4 different Telegram groups and Discords and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just unlocked doors that you can't even imagine. And I always tell people, I'm not anyone special. I just bought a coin. I joined the groups. I went in and learned how to use things. I learned how to help people, and I figured out who's important and figured out how to help them and bring value to the projects. And it just unlocks.
You are a beacon of light on the hill, man. That is exactly what you do. I distill it down to leading with your chin versus your hand out. And people who just exude that character trait, it's like, welcome to my foxhole, man. Those are the people that you just want to go to battle with. And
I'm ready to go to battle with you, Unc.
Well, awesome. Well, this is our first video together of many. I foresee many more. We'll make this a thing for sure. And I really, really appreciate you coming on and giving us insight. And I look forward to directly, connecting with you to try to figure out this consulting gig. I'll be the first customer, because I think that's just really, really going to be important for the community. And I think a lot of people would agree who are watching. But man, this was great. Thank you so much. And I'll look forward to getting, just send me a note in Telegram that just has all in one note, the whatever it is, and then the link. And then I'll just copy and paste that and put it in the show notes. And then that'll be a great help for people watching this later. So, all right. Anything you want to share on the way out?
No, I think that's it. It's been a pleasure. The time flew by. We kind of scrambled to get in here, but we
did it.
I'm happy to continue the chat with anyone watching, anyone who watches later on, and just come join the links, come chat with us, and come contribute, be active.
Yes.
We need more people. It'll never end. You need more passionate people, and less people asking when this, when that, or complaints. What can you do to make it better?
Hey, man, just music to my ears. You are a legend. DeFi Money-Printer, everybody. DeFi Money-Printer, man. This was a great live stream, and like I said, there's going to be many more. Everyone in the chat, thank you. We had a great showing tonight. Really, 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 really love you all. Cannot wait to see you tomorrow, noon. You're going to want to be on that live stream. I'm just telling you, you want to be on that live stream. You may want to just back the truck up and start chomping in some epic cash. Maybe even before. I don't know. All I know is what I know.
I'm gonna go hit the bell all button on your channel now. Go hit subscribe and bell all to Uncle
Bell all, baby.
Right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, thank you very much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. This was fun. So thank you, DeFi.
Yep, sounds good. Take it easy.